Do I get everything? I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I can't remember what I've forgotten. So I guess I've got everything. Um, yeah, it's been a while since I've recorded from the deck. You know, once the heat of summer comes, it's wasps, hornets, or wasps living up under my eaves. Paper wasps. They're fine. We don't really we try to knock down their nests when they get too big, but they don't bother us too much. And in the winter, there's just not a lot of shelter up here. It's kind of exposed. I mean, there's this nice big oak tree here, but that oak tree has lost its leaves. So anyways, you know, when I'm looking for scenes on my property, the deck isn't always the first one that comes to mind for you know, beauty and, or I guess aesthetics. Aesthetics. Let's go with aesthetics here. But today I am here on my deck. It's actually early morning still, so the sun is, well, early, it's almost 10 o'clock. So the sun is that way, and I've still got some shade here, and that's great. And I have a beer from a restaurant. Huh? Yeah, so there's a chain of restaurants. It's a regional chain here called The Ram. American restaurant. Burgers are what they excel in. I'm pretty sure they're using frozen patties, but the sauces are good and the other flavors are really good. And their prices are not so terrible as some of the others in the area. So when we were doing our special kind of a family day the other day, oh, sorry, one of my cats is chatting at me. When we were doing our family day the other day up in Seattle and heading home, and it was dinner time and we weren't home yet, so we stopped at the Ram. And a thing that I like about the Ram in particular, possibly more than the food, is the beer. They make pretty good beer. I don't know if they contract brew it from somewhere else. In Untapped, it says like CB something, like the Ram / CB something as the brand. So I'm wondering if they contract brew. I know at some point in the past they had their own brewing facility, and I know that can be expensive, and if you're focusing on your core competencies, and maybe you do contract brewing for your beers and you focus on just running a decent restaurant. But regardless of whether it's contract brewed or not, in my experience, the beers from the Ram have been really tasty beers. They don't taste cheap. They don't taste unskilled in their brew craft. They're tasty beers. And so today I have their Hefeweizen. I don't recall what the actual name of the beer is. It's just the Hefeweizen. They tend to have a couple you know, standard beers. They're consistent in their brew processes. And so they have like a Hefeweizen, and they have an amber, and they have some IPAs, various IPAs, and they have porters, and you can usually get them all year round. I want to say they even have no, I don't think they have a wit beer. Anyway, so today, this is the Ram's Hefeweizen. Huh? And of course, I had to squeeze my bumper music in there because I totally talked through my pour. So this was from their draft into my keg Wednesday evening. And the growler has not been opened since then, and it is a quality growler by Mir. It's my favorite growler. It's got a real solid seal design on the lid that also isn't too complicated. I have another growler by, it's not Kegworks, someone else, and it has like the double clasp thing. But the problem with that growler is if you overfill it, that seal can actually like lock, and it can be a real pain to get it out. And because this has a hinge on one side, it's always easy to open while still maintaining a really good seal. Anyways, yeah, so as I poured it, there was a decent amount of very creamy head. It is opaque, which is what you expect from a Hefeweizen, and it smelt amazing. With a good Hefeweizen, especially like a more traditional, like German Hefeweizen, you want that banana, like almost banana pudding. You want that. Oh wow, that head's really happy to come back. And this has that, like, rich esters from those yeasts they use. But it doesn't feel thick or heavy, or doesn't smell thick or heavy. It's banana. It's maybe not so much of the clove that you might get with a Franziskaner. Franziskaner Hefeweizen beer was the first Hefeweizen I had. And that's an experience. That's a superlative Hefeweizen. But yeah, so what I appreciate about this, while there are other American Hefeweizens that are very easily found, Widmer's and other Northwest brewery that has a Hefeweizen that you can always find. It's well distributed. It's a decent beer, but it seems to dial back on some of the things that make a Hefeweizen that might not be so popular with American audiences. Specifically, that ester, those aromas from the yeasts that tend toward the banana and the kind of winter spice, clove and the like. I feel like they dial it back in even good beers like Widmer in order to appeal to the American palate. Whereas this makes no apology. It says, yeah, we might come from a restaurant chain, but we're still gonna smell, at least, like the real thing. An American restaurant chain. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, wheaty, banana-y, taste-y, or smell-y. Not tasting it yet. Yeah, anyways, let's see how she drinks. Beautiful. Juicy, almost. So you have the banana. That's kind of the first thing you're getting, and it's probably a combination of the aromas coming up now through the back of the nose from the mouth. The wheat, really nice, smooth, creamy, what you expect from a good wheat beer. And then, but it's bright, not acidic bright, like there's the hint of sweetness going on there, or the suggestion of sweetness going on there that just kind of lifts and brightens the whole thing. There's a little bit of mineral note to it. That's quite, that helps to kind of give a counterpoint. And there is just a hint of bitterness, but it's really, really, really subtle. Like the hops, they come in, they play a background note. They're just really deft touches. Just something to kind of fill it out, round out the flavor, balance things a bit, give you some point and counterpoint. Yeah, that's a very nice beer. What I like about it, it has, like, what you nose is what you taste. What you smell is what you taste. It's like what you expect is what you're gonna get, but it doesn't do that in a dull or simplistic or boring way. It is a cohesive, tasty, complete beer that really works well, like drinking by itself, but I think it works particularly well with food, and in particular the kind of savory, greasy, tasty, salty foods that you're gonna get at an American style restaurant. Heavy on the meat, heavy on the fried things, right? That sort of stuff. The butter. yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's a nice beer. I'm enjoying it quite a lot. This is a 3-star beer. If you're in Washington State and you want to have, a pretty okay meal for a pretty okay price that comes with some more than okay beer, I recommend the Ram restaurant. It's not like, it's not award-winning necessarily, not the food anyways. The beer actually is award-winning, and clearly so. The food is fine. It's inoffensive at worst. It's tasty at best. I've always had really good waitstaff experiences there. And in fact, Jimmy, our waiter just earlier this week, was excellent. And the beer is good. And the price, oh my goodness, $8. $8 for any growler fill, whether it's a 32 ounce or a 64 ounce. So I'm always happy for that. I am getting very cheap, very tasty beer. Or I'm not cheap, I'm getting inexpensive, very low priced. I mean, regardless of the flavor of the beer, it's a low priced beer, but considering it is a tasty beer for that price, heck to the yeah. Anyways, this is my ad. No, it's not an ad. I was not sponsored. I paid for this myself. I paid for the meal myself. I paid for all my kids' meals. Actually, since it was a Wednesday evening, apparently they have a burger and a beer deal for like $17 after like $16.99 or something for a burger and a beer. It's like, yeah, can't beat that. Especially not these days. That's cheaper than McDonald's, and you can't get beer at Mickey D's. Yeah, so anyways, I shall cease my gushing for now. I have several more ounces of beer to make it through over the course of the weekend. And I will catch y'all on the flip side.